What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, guys. It is so good to see you. It's been a little bit, huh, guys? It's been a little bit since I put out a video. And look, you know, sometimes real life just kicks your ass, guys. And that's what's been happening to me, whether it's work related or health related or, you know, all sorts of goofy stuff. It has just been a rough couple of weeks for your boy. So I haven't had a chance to do as much content as I was hoping to do, but frankly, I hope that changes. And in fact, talking about, you know, getting your ass kicked, the cherry on top was last week I went to update my OBS program, which is what I use to record videos for Raid or for King Arthur or for anything else. And the update failed, ended up crashing the entire program to the point where I couldn't even open it anymore. So of course I tried to uninstall it, reinstall it, wipe it, registry edit, whatever, blah, 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 you know, clear it out of here. It still would not work even after a fresh install. So I thought, you know what, why don't I just restore the PC? Maybe if I just restore my PC to its most recent state before I did all this stuff with OBS, surely that will fix the problem. Well, I guess technically it did fix the problem because it bricked my PC. So literally I did a system restore and the PC would not turn on, and then I had to do a complete fresh install of Windows. I was able to save my files, thankfully, but yeah, that's been the last couple weeks for me. How about you? How's life been for you guys? Tell me in the comments down below. Hopefully you've had a little bit better time than I have had, but with all storms, or with the dark, there comes the light. With the storm, there comes the sun. And something really cool and surprising happened just the other day. And that is against all odds, because I am very much still in the middle of a dry January spell, and I didn't really have a ton of shards, but against all odds, I somehow won my champion chase tournament. And you can see here the score. I frankly don't know how this happened. I really did not think that I had any chance at all in winning a tournament. But here you are. I managed to put up 14,000 points. The next closest was 8,900. Sorry, Heretic. I had to take the win. But this cost me a lot in terms of resources. So let's take a look, because I burnt and used a lot of stuff to do this. First and foremost, I burnt a ton of mystery shards. I had over 10,000 mystery shards. We're down to 3,800. I pulled a decent amount of ancient shards, and I burned a lot of gems too, to be completely honest. So we're very much no longer sitting on a mountain of resources going forward. And I'll tackle that in terms of how that approaches or applies to if I continue dry January and a dry February or dry March or whatever I may do. But that's for a different video, because today's video, guys, we're finally getting to the point, 3 or 4 minutes in. Those of you who have stuck with me, thank you. Today's video is all about the Cheshire cat. Yes, I got him. I've built him. Let's test him. I haven't put a relic on him yet, but yeah, I wanted to do a little video on the Cheshire cat and see, was he worth it? Was he worth the immense outlay of resources to win? And that's what we're going to find out today. I have not tested him at all, so this is going to be an exciting reveal for me as well. But let's take a look at the skill kit. First and foremost, on the A1, attacks one enemy. If this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, attacks all enemies instead. Places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn. So he actually veils himself on his A1. And look at this. Damage based on attack and speed. Oh, yes, very nice. I believe that's like Razelvarg, if I remember correctly. So cool to get another champion who's based on, you know, attack and speed and not just solely attack. Now, his affinity is Spirit, which isn't technically the best for Arena anymore. You know, you'd really rather him be Magic or Force for today's Arena meta, but still, really interested to see how this works kit-wise. And so cool that he can veil himself on his A1. And the fact that this can become an AOE, again, with a veil. So I could see this already applying potentially to Hydra, right? To PvE content. And of course, here you can see over here, my old love, Duchess, could be a potential good team up with him in Arena. But we'll get into that in a second. So let's take a look at the A2. Feline Frenzy. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit will decrease the enemy's speed by 1%, stacking up to 10%. This effect does not work against bosses. Each hit will also increase this champion's speed by 1%, stacking up to 10%. I mean, that is really good. Decreasing someone's speed, increasing your own, which increases his damage. And I'm sure this can't be resisted or blocked since there's no talking about placing or anything like that, similar to Harima. Heck yeah, man, sounds really good. If this skill kills an enemy, places a perfect veil buff on this champion and the ally with the lowest turn meter for 2 turns. So again, another ability or another skill that's giving him a perfect veil. Sick. This champion is sounding pretty darn good. Let's take a look at the A3. Grinning Helix attacks all enemies before attacking, places a perfect veil buff, and a 50% increase attack on this champion for 2 turns, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Oh, baby. Now we're cooking. Self-buffing, self-veiling, extra turns if he's killing people, 4-turn cooldown here, 3-turn cooldown here. This kit, I can't lie, this kit genuinely sounds really good, and we haven't even got to the passive yet. So now let's take a look at that. Shadow Smile, passive effect. If this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, turn meter fill effects are 30% more effective. Also, if this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, this champion's attacks will ignore 15% of the target's defense and inflict 15% more damage. Oh, baby. Now we see why we get all this veil in his kit. And every ability can veil him, which is hilarious. Like, he will veil himself multiple different ways. So he's basically always under a veil for the most part, or at least will be close to that. And then we've got an active effect here. Whenever this champion is about to receive a hit that would drop their HP below 20%, blocks the incoming damage and places a block damage and a perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn. What? The champion's kit is nuts. This like a genuinely really good kit. Really well thought out. Really interesting stuff. Like I'm so curious to see how he plays in arena. And the question will be, does he actually do damage, right? Can he output decent damage, which, you know, we're going to take a look at. But kit-wise, on paper, sounds pretty darn good, guys. Pretty darn good to me. Let's take a look at the Masteries and what we've done with him here. We've got pretty standard stuff. I've gone down to Helm Smasher over here on the left. We've also gotten Kill Streak and Methodical. Methodical I want because of that AOE ability on that A1 when he's under a veil. So I definitely want his A1 hitting harder over time. And then because he's speed-based, Whirlwind of Death, right? If he gets more speed, he's doing more damage. More speed means more turns. So Whirlwind of Death for increasing the speed whenever he kills somebody. It really synergizes well with his kit. I've also gone Cycle of Violence to potentially lower his skill cooldowns. And then I had a really big debate here about where to go up top, whether I go with Heart of Glory, whether I go with Grim Resolve, or whether I go with Shieldbreaker. I think you can make an argument for Heart of Glory because you're probably running this guy with a speed team to hit first, and you want to do more damage. You could also make an argument potentially for Grim Resolve, depending on how that block damage works when he gets to with like a hit that would take him below 20%. So I need to see, like, does that hit take him to 20% and then the block damage buff gets put on, or does the block damage buff get put on before that damage occurs? So I need to see how that tests, and we'll see in arena and hopefully get a better idea. But I ended up going with Shieldbreaker only because a 25% boost to shield damage is really, really strong, and people are starting to run Necrit again for the ally, protect and the block debuff. So you're starting to see Necrit kind of come back a little bit into arena teams. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep it to that. And also, if anyone has a bolster set or anything else like that, never a bad thing to do more shield damage to them. And then over here on the defense tree, pretty standard stuff. I've gone with Retribution because I want that counterattack ability. Again, I'm assuming that his HP is dropping to 20% and then it's block damaging from there. I think that's how it works, but we're going to find out if I've read this kit correctly or if I've interpreted this kit correctly. So whenever this champion about to receive a hit, it would drop their HP below 20%, blocks incoming damage. I don't know. Maybe he blocks all incoming damage and it just doesn't happen. And that's probably how it actually works. So we'll see. In terms of the build itself, we're just in a simple Savage and Divine speed set here. Wanted to build him with some decent speed. Let's take a look at the actual gear set. So I pulled some of this off of my Georgian in order to pull this off, but you can see crit rate, speed, attack percentage, right? Lots of speed. That's kind of the name of the game here. We want him fast and we want him with high attack because he's an attack speed based champion. So Savage, not bad. You could go lethal, of course. You could certainly go with Merciless if you can pull off the, you know, stat requirements. I don't have 9-piece Merciless that's going to make it worthwhile to test in, but that would obviously be a really fantastic choice for him, or really any damage dealer for the most part that's attack based. So 9-piece Merciless, of course, could be a great option. Slayer maybe, but I don't know. I think Savage gets the job done for now, and that's what we're going to test him with here. And then take a look at that ring, baby. Quad, but only 26%. I think this was all min rolls or close to it, which is pretty funny. You'll notice also no pinpoint on him right now. I could certainly put pinpoint, make him faster. That would be probably how I improve this build, is just getting more speed on him. Now he's not remotely awakened. You can see over here, there's no stars on him, so there's so much more room for stat increases. But let's take a look at what his total stats are right now. 32k HP, ooh, and only 2500 defense. This guy is going to be a glass cannon if he hits hard. He definitely is going to go down real quickly. But again, we have that passive coming into play, and that is a major boost and makes it a little bit easier to tolerate some of these pretty rough base stats over here on the left. Over 7,000 attack, not bad considering no Awakening Ascension. And then 298% crit damage. Couldn't get him to 300. Wish I had, but was just a little bit short. 294 speed, though, nothing to sneeze at. I think if I'm going full live arena here for high-end stuff, I'm probably building him 320, 330, maybe 340 speed. But for this, we tried to balance attack, speed, and crit damage together. So let's take him in to Dragon, and let's see what he does. Let's see what our boy does here. As always, we're going into normal Dragon because that's where we always test our champions. So let's take him into normal Dragon, and let's get Cheshire Cat on the team. Now, keep in mind, I always look at champions from an endgame perspective. That should be pretty apparent if you've watched my content before. But I think it's important just to remind people so they're not confused. Like, oh, Drock said this champion is bad, but I use them and they're really good because I'm I'm brand new to the game. Like, yep, totally understand that. This is an end game perspective with an end game, evaluation. So, and specifically high level arena is what we're considering when we're testing this champion. Though again, I think he could be useful for Hydra, and maybe I'll have to follow up with another test on that if you guys like this video and there's enough interest. But all right, let's take him in. Let's see what he does. Really curious. Now he's self-buffing, so I don't, oh God, I forgot he's actually faster. Whoops. Okay, we can just hit with the A1 for now. This will be single target because he's not under a veil. He's not under increased attack, so nothing special there. Now, we've got our good friend. Do I want to boost his crit damage? You know what? I'm not going to boost his crit damage. Our good friend Lydia putting out the decreased defenses and weakens. He's under a veil, so he's getting that attack damage boost reminder, 15%, and also more ignore defense. So let's see what he does with the A3, where he's going to buff himself with increased attack and get an extra turn if he kills somebody. So hopefully this hits hard. Fingers crossed. Let's find out. 279, 129. Yeah, it wasn't anything special. Here's the triple hitter A2. Now that looks like it could potentially do some big damage. And then let's go back around, and he should have an AOE effect now. Not that it matters, but this would be an AOE. 492 on the A1. What the what? Hold on a second. 492 on the A1? My lord. Okay, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Let's go ahead and we're going to send her first. Again, let's start with the A3. Now, I wasn't super impressed with that damage on the A3. Puts the buff. He buffs himself. So we're getting the buff before the attack. Let's see what he does. 307. Okay, so he killed a bunch of people there. So 307. So it's all right. It's not an incredible A3. It's not horrifically bad, but it's not great from an end game perspective. I'm surprised it doesn't do a little more damage than that. Now, granted, he's only 7,000 attack, and he's only, basically 300% crit damage. So his build isn't ultra strong yet because we don't have any stars on him. But still, that's a little bit less than I would have thought. And the A1 again, 392. This A1 is kind of nasty. A1 kind of nasty. Hold on a second. Let's go again. I want to see what the A1 does. Let's see what the A1 does when he's buffed. Fully buffed. So he's got the veil on himself now. He has increased crit damage. He's getting increased speed too, which should, I would imagine, increase his damage as well, right? All right, let's just see here. He's got a perfect veil, so it's going to be an AOE. So let's see what it does. Good God. His A1 is absurd. What? Okay, yeah, I can see why this champion is going to be good in Hydra for sure. I don't even need to test him to know. If you're doing 400k damage AOE on an A1, you're going to be pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the A2 here. We don't have any decreased defenses up. A2, 3 hits, decreased cooldown, nothing special without decreased defense or weaken. Man, that A1 though, my God. That was nuts. A1 hits harder than the freaking A3. What the what? What in the world? Hold on. It's A1 again here. Dude, the A1 is nuts. Let's give him the speed boost. He's got all the fun stuff. Let's A3 again. So let's A3 here and see what he does A3 wise. 315, 2 whatever. His A1 is legitimately harder hitting as an AoE than his A3. Are you kidding me? Look at the A1 damage, 464. What in the hell? This is so crazy. Basically, if you can get a veil on this guy, just pop the A1. You know what I mean? I guess obviously you get the extra turn with the A3 if you can get a kill. But like, what is going on? Hold on, let's test the A2. We're just burning energy here, by the way, which I can't quite afford. But let's test one more time. Let's go for the A2. Let's go for the A2. We're going to go ahead and veil to start. Okay, yeah, nothing special if you don't get the decreased defense, of course, up. Let's get the decreased defense up. Let's try the A2. What do we do A2-wise here? Let's hit over here. 115, 128. So it's definitely not bad, A2. Definitely not a bad A2 whatsoever, single target. I got to see this A1 again, though, man. Hey, this A1 is so filthy. All right, come on. A1 again. Here we go. A1. He's under the veil, so he gets the AoE effect. Let's slow it down. Dude, his A1 is legitimately harder hitting as an AoE than his A3, and it's not even remotely close. He's putting out 450k damage on an A1 AoE as opposed to his AoE, dedicated AoE, A3. Wow. Well, I can tell you right now, without even testing him, that he absolutely should be viable in Hydra. Because if you've got an A1 that does that kind of stuff, I mean, you could throw him in with someone providing veils and let him go to town. Or frankly, he could even veil himself. You know, again, like part of his kit is even on that A1, he veils himself. Now, if you were doing that route, you might want to go over here to Masteries and maybe go down to potentially something like Lasting Gifts, if you can get to it, and make sure that he has that veil up more often, since that's going to increase the duration of buffs that he puts on himself, give himself a chance to do that. Or you could, you know, pair him with someone like a Duchess or somebody else that's going to throw a veil on him and keeping him up all the time. Or again, just rely on the fact that he's going to be veiling on all of his abilities. So you don't really need someone to do it, but because again, every one of his abilities has a veil, specifically the A3, but that A1 hits so freaking hard. That's crazy. All right, let's take him into Arena. We're in Plat. We're in Plat Arena. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Well, you know what? This is actually a perfect first use case. Let's take him right in to our good friend Taurus and Marichka. We've even got a Galathir here. Let's see what he does in terms of, does he survive? Does he block all damage before he hits 20%, or does he just get blown up by our friend Taurus? So let's find out. We're not going to win this fight, but just want to see. We've got tons of Stone Skin, so obviously he's not going to do anything about Stone Skin. All right, can we strip any of this? Okay, we at least got a strip there. Does he veil up? We got the veil. 93,000. I mean, that did really good damage. I mean, decreased defense, but still did really good damage there. And that was the AOE. Now I'm like, can we get this? Can we get this? Oh, man. Siegfried. Oh, he's doing work. All right, I kind of want to see. I just want to see the A1. Now, there's no decreased defense now. And I just want to see. Oh, but he's got block damage up. Hold on. I don't want him to have block damage up when he gets hit by Taurus. I want to see what that actually does. So let's just A2 over here on Galathir. Speed decreased. Nice. Very nice. Fun. Fun times. He's got block damage up again because of the Odin. This is ruining my ability to test. I need to know. Okay, well, he's going to AoE now. He's got block damage up, so his passive shouldn't come into play. But let's AoE there. Good God, look at the A1 damage, bro. The A1 just absolutely obliterated. The A1 obliterated, man. My God. Okay. Hold on. A1 again? Did I just A1 again here? Yeah, A1 again. Do it again. Okay, he didn't do there. Got stunned. So we can't see. We still can't see yet. I need to know. Okay. Does he survive if he gets drilled by Taurus here? Okay, so there you go. There's the answer. So it does block all damage, right? So it blocks all damage before it gets to that, whatever that figure is. It's going to take him down to the 20%. That's the thing that gets blocked. So if the damage is going to go below 20% of his health, he gets the block damage before it occurs. So that's good to know. I wanted to know specifically how that worked. Okay, like I said, we're going to lose. But this is really, really, really interesting. This is a really interesting champion. All right, let's go over here. Am I faster here? I might not be. Everybody's got relics now, baby. It's a whole new world out there, my friends. Oh, and we got cooked. Okay, he got block damage again. So you see that kept him alive from the Marius. Yeah, that's tough. We're getting purged. We got purged. We can't do any damage here. But we need a veil. We need to make sure we keep a veil up. So we're just going to pop the A3. No damage. Oh, the Marius said nah. The Marius said, yeah, I'm good, son. I'm good. I feel you, Marius. I understand. I thought damn, the resistance on the buff steal? What? Rough. They're celebrating. They're having a good time. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing there. Okay, we can try this again, and this time we won't do Shuzen. We'll just go right into his attack and see what we can do. Although, how much stones can we have here? Not much. Probably have some type of reaction, but let's see what he does with no debuffs. Can he kill anything here? He can indeed. Not bad. He absolutely blasted the Odin, and he gets the extra turn. Now we just clean up here. Okay. He removes the buffs. Crixia does, but who cares? That's good damage, right? Not a tanky team. It's built to be a speed team. But still, he blasted the Odin. We'll take it. Let's go to a team maybe. Let's try to find a tankier team. Sifi, I like that. Sifi, Odin, Taurus, Marichka. This could be really interesting. Let's go back to the Taurus, Marichka well. Okay. He is unfortunately feared by Taurus, as you are noticing. So that's unfortunate. Now, he's not a skinwalker. You would think this champion would be a skinwalker, but he is actually demon spawn. So that's why he gets the fear from our good friend Taurus. And I'm going to go ahead and take an extra turn. I should have saved that, actually, because now he's not going to... we'll just try. Let's just try. Now he got the fear. Okay. Fear came out. I should have known. That's on me. Can we steal this buff? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's try the A3 again. Now, there's 2 block damage buffs up here, but let's see if we can kill the Siphi with the A3. 143k, yeah, man. Wasn't even a problem. I believe she had decreased defense up there, though, so that's... The Odin is enabling his abilities for sure. Increase that buff duration. Let's come back around. All right, I want the A1. And the other thing about this is because it's not a skill, it means it should get full damage on the Taurus, right? So let's just see what it does here. It literally just obliterated Taurus because it's not a skill. His passive doesn't apply. And of course, he did have decreased defense as well. But again, that's an A1, guys. That's an A freaking 1. Wow. Let's take the A2 now. Take the A2 and we'll go on Siphi. Speed decrease. This champion's cool. This is a cool champion. You would hope he is, right? Because obviously he costs resources to win, you know? But he's genuinely pretty cool. I mean, the A1 is good. The A1 is good. Let's see. The affinity is one of the bigger issues. Ooh, yeah, nice. I like that. Look at how got some resistance here. Actually, probably not. It's just all mythicals. This is the issue, though, right? The affinity. The affinity against Nice, against Siegfried, not ideal. But let's see how he does anyway. Nice is the meta. You know, he is so incredibly difficult to deal with. And I do not have him, of course. No Nice for me. All right, can we get a kill here on the Marichka? No, reaction. Definitely a reaction proc there. Hey, Odin. The ultimate Nice counter, as long as it lines up. Sort of. Steal some buffs, kill him. Can we A3 down the Marichka, or A2 down? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We did. We got her. Nice. Now, we don't get the extra turn, unfortunately, on the A2. She just gets rezzed anyway. But, hey, you know what? Just trying to see what we can do here. All right. Now, here's the A1 again. Does a weak hit? It did weak hit, unfortunately. Bummer. It did weak hit. I think Galathir's passive kicked in there. Let's A1 again. I'm just loving this A1. We're still under the veil. A1 again. Okay, this time it did not weak hit, but unfortunately our good friend transformed here. Our good friend Siegfried. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Yes, lock them out, please. Lock out the Nice or we're really in trouble. Okay, let's see. Can we kill our Marichka? We got the Marichka. Beautiful. Let's heal up. Lots of block damage. His Veil has one more turn, so I'm going to go ahead and just buff. I really did that specifically just to get the block damage back. Hey, Wanda submission. Wanda submission, guys. The game has done changed. That's right. My Shuzen has Wanda submission on, so when you try to polymorph me, I polymorph you. You become polymorphed, not me. Not me, buddy. Only at like 15% of the time because it's like level 3. But you get the gist. I mean, we can debate whether that's the best way to handle things by making more and more and more RNG apparent in the game. But hey, you know what? At least we don't have to deal with it quite as often. So this ended up being a pretty long battle. Granted, not like, you know, not great to take a Cheshire Cat Spirit Affinity into a Nice and a Siegfried. But his kit legit, man. The kit's good. The kit is good. Let's see. Let's take it against a Harima team. What do we got here? What's the power level? 20 million? That's fine. That's nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and take it against a Harima. We got a Harima and a Marius. Harima and a Marius, which means I can't be a bad boy and turn meter increase. Or decrease, I should say. All right, let's see here. Self buff. We didn't do any damage, of course. No surprise. Now he's going to get... All right, let's see. Pythion. All right, he's stunned. We also got lucky there because the Warlord did not turn meter decrease. Can we steal? No, we did not steal. Okay, let's try the A1 again. Now this is Harima reducing our ignore defense. But let's just see. Still did pretty nice stuff here. I didn't see if this was a... Oh, Demon Slayer. Of course, he's a demon, so he can't crit Harima. So you want to counter Cheshire Cat? Harima's a hell of a great way to do it. Surprise, surprise. You know, the affinity works, but he's demon spawn, which means Harima says, buddy, you don't get to get crits on me, son. We ain't built like that. You can get strong hits, but you ain't getting crit hits. You ain't getting crits. I mean, look. Here's my thoughts. Is he the quote-unquote meta at the top end? No. Like, you're still going to use someone like a Nice over him. You're still going to use, you know, probably a Taurus or some of the other nukers that are out there that are just overall more threatening. But he's not bad. His damage is solid. It's not incredible unless you're talking about the A1. The A1 is really, really, really good. And I think, you know, for arena purposes, he's someone who could be fun to bust out every now and then just to get things cooking. Also, if you're someone who has a Duchess and you want to run him with a Duchess, you could hypothetically run with a Duchess, but you don't even need to because he's given himself these, you know, these veils all the time. I think his best area is probably going to be Hydra, guys. Let's take a look at the reviews. What do the reviews say? These are all been refreshed. Sure enough, Hydra 4.9. Yeah, I'm probably going to agree with that. Without even testing him there, just off the A1 alone, when you're doing that kind of A1, especially in an ally attack type setup, under a veil, I mean, that's monstrous. His A1 damage is really, really good. Really, really, really good. For sure. Top tier, without a doubt. But again, he's not bad on offense. He's not bad on offense. You can absolutely take him in somewhere and do something. He's just not going to be your meta pick for stuff like Live Arena if you're lucky enough to have better champions like Nice, Taurus, you know, Siegfried. Most likely, you're probably going to go with those champions over him. They just have a little more utility or a little more threatening in those scenarios. But hey, you know what? I don't regret going for him. I don't regret going for him, even though it cost quite a bit of my mystery shard stash and a bunch of my gems. So cool that I got him. I still can't believe it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. First and foremost, did you get him? Were you lucky enough to have a maybe less Kraken group like I did, and maybe you got him? If you did get him, do you like him? And if you didn't get him, now that you've seen how he does, do you feel like you missed out? I'm really curious to hear what you think. And as always, guys, for those of you who came into the stream, just want to say big thank you for the support. Incredibly kind and awesome things on one of the live streams. And I will be back making more content probably after I've had my surgery that's coming up this week. But I just want to say a big thank you and a lot of love to everybody for the support. You guys are the best. So have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. I'll catch y'all soon. Big Papa Drock out.